next time I'll just ask for questions on this on the risk.
Yeah, that's fine.
The thread.
I was just gonna end with I'll just read it word for word. With all the coming expansion has to offer, how big of a return do you guys expect to see from former players, and do you think the expansion has enough to keep their interest?
I mean, we're already seeing Quan and Barry Sneaks and some other people come back, like that rogue we picked up, Spectre. He had not played in a while. Bubbles' brother came back. I mean, that's 4 or 5 people right there just for our guild, and I can't even imagine. I would guess that number would be doubled, or at least the same for other guilds. At least in NA, I don't know about EU, but I think there's enough content in there especially for the people that trying to shoot for the most, which is a casual player. And that's dimensions. I mean, I see people spending, and hardcore players alike are spending hours and hours and hours modifying that stuff. I think that's enough content to keep people interested, period. Because it's a sandbox environment. You give people the tools and just let them have fun. And then people can have fun with them, with whatever they create.
Yeah, I think if they can get the players back, there's no reason why they can't keep them. It's just, I think, Tron have always had a problem with advertising, particularly in Europe, so I just hope they can get the players back. Or new players.
I've already seen people from other MMOs, that they came here to test Rift when it first came out and left. I've already seen them come back because we have the tool, like the game has the tools now that they were missing back then, which were tools to make them play the game easier, like instant adventure and looking for group tool that were missing back then. Now people can just jump in for an hour and play and not have to feel like they're just AFK in Sanctum. You're still going to have those players, but you can't complain that there's not enough content in Storm Legion and for months after that and I would say just because of dimensions. I wasn't super hype about it, but I went into some of them and I see the potential. And I can tell you right now, that's going to be a huge selling point for Storm Legion.
Well, just look at the number of Twitch streams as well. Like, it used to be maybe 3 people were streaming Rift, and now when you go on, there's like 10, 12 people streaming Rift. People are leveling, getting ready for Storm Legion.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. And I think we'll see that, like, on the Storm Legion release, I'm sure there's going to be, a lot more streams than before. And I think people underestimate, like, the influence that streaming has to get people to play a game. A lot of people watch streams to see if they want to try a game or check out new content. That's, Mista Pandaria had a huge stream, support kind of thing, and I think Rift will be the same.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna scare them off. That's the problem.
Here's 2 more questions. One says, here a question: if you find a potential exploit that will help you get a world first, will you use it? We report every exploit that we find. I think every guild does that. Will we use it? I don't know. I'll let you know when we find it. And Vindicit asked, what do you think is going to become of all the level 50 content? I think it's going to stay the same. Some stuff might get tuned up for the changes, but I don't think they're going to waste, like Adam said, as far as PvE, he's not going to waste that much time developing, rehashing old content. He's going to spend most of the time getting his team focused on the new content.
There's no reason to go back to it. I mean, like, it's like all those people on the forums that are at level 30 and then an expansion comes out and they're like, why isn't there more content for me at level 30? And it's like, well, there is new content. You're just level to 35 and boom, there it is. And then if you want new content at 35, level to 40. So I see no reason why they should, like, take away or change the content at 50.
The only thing that perhaps will change is when they have time to make more IAs and shit and 1 to level 50. That's probably the only thing they're going to do for that content. And obviously going to reuse mechanics from bosses and dungeon bosses and everything. So, there's not really any reason to do it again.
Ironically, there might be some people who are now asking for the old content to be revamped and placed into Storm Legion, but I'm pretty sure if they did that, those people, or at least some of them, would come back and say, oh my god, that's so cheap from Tryon to just revamp old content, and have us play it again.
Yeah. I mean, you see WoW doing it, so, and obviously their game worked out. It still does. But I don't think that Tryon wants to do it. I think they're more lore based than WoW is, in my opinion. I think they're gonna go against doing such things like having having like a Maclamos fight just at level 60 again.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to, I think we're gonna shoot for world first is world first penis in Dimension.
I already claimed that the other day. I'm gonna make world first biggest penis. I already said you're the most experienced with small penises, so you can go ahead and make your world first with a small dick. I'll make a giant.
I'm gonna make the whole dimension a penis, like the biggest dimension I can find. You gotta go to school, so you can't even beat me to that world first.
No, I can't, sadly.
Alright, so do we have anything else anything you guys want to mention, talk about, shout outs, whatever?
Nothing I can think of, unless, someone else has something.
No, not really.
You guys should all watch the Mads and Bads leveling stream. And of course, all the other streamers here. But you should watch ours first.
Or just watch them all at the same time.
Yeah,
well,
dude,
if you gotta get that. If you want to see all the world first, it's obviously my stream you're gonna look at. But like I said, I'm gonna be on the bench mostly, so I don't know.
I'll tell you what, Q. I'll put yours as the chat cover on my stream, so they can watch both of them at the same time.
I don't know, Bor. I'm gonna be following your group just to be ahead of it, just to troll Trunks. So.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You gonna make him mad? He doesn't have a staff, so you're gonna run around with the staff on the whole time too. just linking it randomly, like every time you cast a spell.
Like, oh, I killed that just a little bit faster, just because of this staff.
You gotta go out there, yeah. Every time you cast an elementalist spell, you have to have that linked in general chat.
And then this just after it says, "You mad, bro?" Jelly.
You can't get the mages down, dude. Harbinger. You can't get them down. It's impossible.
All kidding aside, any trolling that I do on the forums personally is mostly just to have fun. I mean, you raid one day a week. It's boring. I raid the forums for trolling.
Yeah, basically. I mean, that's the situation. Like, with the way it's gone down, I mean, I think at the end of ID, like, the attitude between a lot of the top guilds was pretty bad, and people were kind of at each other's throats. And I think in Storm Legion, at least I hope anyway, it's not going to be like that. So I think there will be a lot more trolling and the fun expense of each other, which will make Storm Legion much more enjoyable, I think, as we all sit after raiding for 3 hours a week.
Well, you obviously saw the trolling before ID was released, and no one had anything to do. Like,
yep,
no one. And then you just see that the forums just getting flooded with trolls. So. Remember those voodoo days?
Well, I think that every guild's gonna have those trolls that cannot. They have no idea how to control their feelings, and they'll use the internet forever as a gateway to, let out their frustrations on how daddy smacked them when they were young, and those little frustrations that will take people over the edge. And I feel bad for them because it's kind of sad, but every guild's gonna have them. We can't get rid of that, no matter how hard we want to will it to happen. That's just something we're gonna have to deal with. Not everyone's gonna behave like human to each other, overnight. But that's part of what makes raiding so exciting. You're gonna, if X guild gets a world first, Y guild is they're gonna be kind of resentful and be driven to get the world first next. If you didn't have that competition, it wouldn't be half as fun as it is. And I mean, getting a world first over another guild, I guess, is some kind of trolling. So it's just fun.
I think at this point everyone's keeping their cards closed, and I think most of us look like we would never troll, and we don't deserve the name of the stream, the Roundtable of Trolls, or what it was. But pretty obviously, after the progress is done, as you said, there will always be people who will, talking from a safe place, from a safe spot after they have their progress, and bash the other guilds for fun or because.
Just locally mute the retards.
Yeah, I'm already on it.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, it's just that when people take it too far, I mean, I don't think anyone's taking it too far, but.
Well, it's fine during progression, right? I mean, that's the point. Like, you want to be competitive. And, like, I mean, I'm sure you're all great raiders, but I want to be first before all of you. So, I mean, like, there's definitely going to be that. But it's like, 5-6 months, like Foon said, we're all raiding for 2.5 to 3 hours a week. And then people are still talking about crap that happened 4.5 months ago, It's just like, what the hell? It's just a waste of time.
What's going on here?
Who are all these randoms?
I thought you got her playing Guild Wars 2. Oh, you're not gonna raid with us?
Just move on. I already muted everyone who's not in the stream or the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, where have you been? I started a podcast like a month ago. Yeah. Yeah, when you're not at school. Alright. Yep. There's 64 right now.
Can we finish this and stop talking?
Every second Wednesday, every other Wednesday at 5:30 Eastern. Rating. Alright, so let me close this out. To end the podcast, I just want to thank all our special guests for showing up today. And sorry that Zizix, you couldn't show up. Hope everything's all right. And I want to thank all our listeners, whether you're trolling or not. I don't care. You're part of the podcast, and I just want to thank you for showing up and listening. Next recording is going to be the first recording that's going to take place in Storm Legion. This is the last one of regular Chocolate Rift, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like Boris said, he's going to have a 24-hour stream of when Storm Legion launches with you and a few friends.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically going to be everybody in Trinity that shows up, but there's a group of 3 of us to 5 of us that are going to go pretty hardcore. We're not going to do like a 60-hour no stop, but we'll probably stop for a few 4-hour sleep binges and then make it to 60 the whole time. We have like giveaways and stuff like that and prizes.
All right, cool. Sounds awesome. I'm probably going to tune that in. I'm tuning into that too when I'm taking my little breaks. I'm going to do one too. It's I'm going to try and go to 60 until I either die or I hit 60. So that might be the last time some of you see me playing Rift, which would be a case for celebration. I don't know if anyone else is doing anything, but yeah, just go to the Rift forums and I'll post something when I get this edited about the final, the cleaned up version, and I'll post information about the next one and what it's going to be about. But until then, everyone, good luck in Storm Legion, and see you guys in 2 weeks.
Thank you. See you.
You didn't give a shout out to me, bro. What happened?
Fuck you. Fucking.
What the hell's Chocolate Rift? Is that what they call it now?
Raidlock.
Chocolate Rift. That's a terrible name.
Well, it was a live stream and everyone called it Vanilla Rift, but then Elrar said, "Oh no, it's Chocolate Rift" or something like that.
You suck, Ruff. You suck balls. Go cut yourself.
Get him!
I think he has a crush on you, Ruff. I'm just going to put that out there.
Maybe.
Do you have admin privileges, Con?
No, he's fixing it right now.
Foon does. We were supposed to be moved to a private channel.
No, it's being fixed.
Was.
Merkel's the only one. Merkel fucks something up for me, Foon, whoever else, Paul.
Oh,
Pretty sure.
Well, Merkel was
he'll fix
supposed to
that
be
by,
here, but he never showed up, so...
Do you think you'll fix that by the next recording, Foon, so you can move us up there, Con?
It'll be
Yeah,
fixed soon.
he'll be fixed in like a couple minutes.
All right, cool.
He's the only one who, well, him and Paul have the actual, like, admin information. I don't know, Paul sent it to me at some point, but I don't keep that kind of stuff, so.